It's snowing outside. It's December 1st and it didn't snow until now and suddenly it's snowing. Also, you may notice there's different things in the background. There's actually a lot of stuff changing in my room. Let me show you some stuff that you probably don't care about because I want to. So here, yes, you can see I have a new keyboard. Very nice. It's nice and small. I used to have a really fat one that took up my entire table and I couldn't fit this tray back in, so it was always annoying. And so now it's very nice. Then I replaced a bunch of old posters with nice wall scrolls. This is also very nice. I have a pin board with my old Japanese stuff that I collected from events. If I zoom in, you'll see it's a bunch of good old Rin stuff that I got from many artists. Very cool. Then here there's more wall scrolls. I need to also respect the noise. But anyway, so yes, I'm messing around with my room because I feel like it. Also, my hair probably looks like a mess because I haven't cut it in a while and I'm gonna do that soon, but this video gotta go sooner than that. So yes, I just felt like showing off some random new stuff in my room. Let's get on with the video. Where is my cool little pie chart? So once again, thank you to Dexander for a very, very cool pie chart for V-BT07. It's been out for about a week and I am slow. Although honestly, I don't mind doing these a bit after release at this point because it gets people to test, I guess. But anyway, so today we're taking a look at the V-BT07 meta-analysis. So without any further ado, let me slide along. I need to always make sure I slide the right amount without, like, you know, without removing my face, but also at the same time not, you know, having the, you know what I mean. Anyway. Here's your pie chart. Well, actually, I just realized a really cool life hack because the camera kind of shows the screen of my camera is reflected in my window so I can see myself, and that way I could actually correct and know where I'm sitting. Very cool. This is perfect. I like life hacking like this. I should record at night more often. Anyway, so your pie chart. As you can see, some things never change. So we have Murakumo 21, basically 22% with 19 tops. Very cool, very awesome gaming. These are 74% hyu-ga, 26% unknown, so unknown is probably hyu-ga. Then shadows, 20%, 83% being Mordred, 17% unknown. Well, I'm pretty sure the unknowns are probably, again, Mordred. These are just the lists where it's like, you know, sometimes tournament organizers in Japan, they'll write like, oh, this and this clan topped, but they won't say which build or attach any images. So then you don't actually know exactly what it is. And then for Pale Moon, we have 16 tops total, which is about 19%. So this is 70% Lukier, 5% Golden Beast Tamer, interesting, and then 25% Unknown, which is probably Lukier, let's be real. And then this is the part that I was referring to in the last one. So Tachikaze, 100% Anger Blader, 13 tops, 15%. And honestly, we saw this in the English format as well, that Tachi is doing great because Kaelin Fallon also won BCS London with Tachikaze, so it's been doing really good. We also got results from WGP China in Shanghai last weekend, or this weekend actually, where Tachikaze I think came second or first even, I can't remember how it was. But yeah, really, really strong deck right now. Like I said in the last one, like if you're picking up Tachikaze, don't panic because the deck is still super good. It's insanely strong. It's not like something you should feel bad about or like think, oh no, I wasted my money. No, it's really good. The only caveat to it is that you need to kind of go first and you need to kind of draw Anger Blader and the Sweeper. If you don't accomplish the first two, you're already struggling a lot. The third one is just kind of to really stomp over your opponent. Like, there are tournament reports of people that, you know, got top 8 in BCSs by essentially going first and drawing Anger Blader for 8 rounds in a row, and then top 8, they don't draw Anger Blader and they go second and they lose. So that's kind of the situation that Tachikaze is in. Obviously, I'm not trying to knock it down too much because I think obviously great players will still be able to maximize as much as possible even on going second because the deck can honestly accelerate resources really well, and I think it's still very strong, and it's just another really good Axel deck to add to this Axel meta. Like, the only deck that can push through out of this Axel meta is Shadows, and then to some extent, I mean, we see Genesis kind of showing up, but yeah. Tachikaze, honestly, I'm happy about. It's nice that it's doing well. I think it should. It is arguably the best clan out of that set. for standard, so I'm really glad that it's doing great. Then moving along, we do have Narukami still sitting there at 7% with a total of 6 tops. So Narukami, I mean, we've been talking about it this whole time really. It's just the antithesis to the Axel meta in a way, because it can take care of a lot of these decks. And it does have AoE bind with the Gauntlet Buster, which can take care of the Sweeper if I'm not mistaken, because it doesn't choose it by effect. So it's pretty good. And so that's honestly really, really nice. And I think just for that reason, Narukami is going to stay good for as long as all these Axel decks stay good. I think we're still preparing for your last BCSs. I think there's only Malaysia, Australia, question mark, and Kara Expo left. So, I mean, you're going to be, apart from Malaysia, this is the meta you're playing in. Malaysia is the only one that plays after Mysterious Fortune, so that'll be the next set. But if you're playing in the other two BCSs, you're looking at a meta like this. And so Narukami is still a safe pick in my opinion. Honestly, I kind of regret not taking it to London myself just to give it a whirl. But honestly, I think it's quite good. Then, however, at 5% we have Genesis. And that's the interesting part to me, because this is 50% Valkyrion, 25% Himiko, 25% unknown. And so the unknown here is actually, we can't really say whether it's Himiko or Valkyrion, but I find it interesting because I personally, as soon as they showed all the new cards for Genesis, I was like, Himiko is the deck for Genesis right now, because Himiko already was pretty strong thanks to Force 2 edition, but then now it's even better because of all the extra cards it got and just all the extra kind of pump it has. And so I like that a lot. I think the deck really deserves some good support to push it through a bit, and you know, seeing it come back like this after Worlds is definitely a refreshing thing to see. So I'm definitely happy about that. Valkyrion, on the other hand, this deck is, I mean, some players don't think too highly of it. Even Genesis mains themselves think, it's missing stuff. But it is a main character clan, and therefore it is gonna get better over time, as all main character decks do. Like, you have 2 good resources for generating markers in your 2 grade 3s. I mean, obviously your entire deck revolves around generating force markers, but it's just that the grade 3s are both stable in doing that. I think it's just then, if you manage to use the Searcher to actually find the Valkyrians and then kind of snowball through there. Like, I haven't tested against or with this deck too much, so a lot of this is just from, you know, theory testing. So, I mean, theory crafting, not testing. But, so, I think the deck is very potent, honestly, for now. I don't think it's the top of the top meta, so if you're going in to win, I would still look at these top 4 decks that are in this pie chart, you know, taking up 75% of it. I think that should be a good, you know, way to denote what deck you should pick. But Genesis, I think if you've picked up, definitely hold on to it, because as we know with main character clans, they get good eventually. So, unless it's Royals. For some reason, Royals kind of like stayed at good but not broken for a long time, because they decided to print a broken set for the rivals instead. But anyway, next up we have Nova Grappler, which is actually, interestingly, 33% Beast Deities, 67% God Hand. So Beast Deities still got a top, which is pretty interesting. I mean, they did get support in this set, but it feels like it's really God Hand based. I'm just not sure if this is just Beast Deity God Hand, because people did play that too, or if it's pure God Hand, you know, on the other side, or if the 67% God Hand is including some Beast Deity cards like Azure Dragons or Luminals. So I think God Hand, a lot of people have been asking my opinion on it. I don't like it, because I don't like how simple it is. I feel like Beast Deities had a nice, like, there were decision trees and stuff in a standard deck, which I really liked, and then God Hand took all that away and just became this Unga Bunga, Ultra Unga Bunga deck that, if you don't get force markers, if you go second, if you brick, which it really can easily do, just kind of flops over and dies. And I really don't like that. I love the art of God Hand, don't get me wrong. I'm just gonna wait a couple months before I pick it up, that's all. Like, I don't feel the need to buy into these high prices right now, because I don't see it. I don't think it's a good deck right now. I think it's like Tachikaze, but worse in my opinion, because at least Tachikaze has removal, and it has a super, like, it just has a really explosive turn. Whereas with God Hand, yes, it's explosive in the sense that power goes everywhere, but it feels like it's just, like, you need to build your deck so much around it, and it's so boring, in my opinion. Like, Nova is like my 3rd favorite clan, okay? Like, I'm not saying this because I don't like Novas or something. I'm saying this because I'm disappointed as a Nova player, because I want better for the clan. I think it can have much more interesting cards and builds, and I wish that an art as cool as God Hand would have gone to a bit more of a skill-intensive deck. That's kind of all that I'm feeling. So we'll see if this, you know, starts doing better or not. I mean, in Japan it kind of gets tops here and there, but it is at the same amount of tops as Aquaforce, so keep that in mind. They're kind of the same kind of deck where I high roll, I check fronts, I win, I go first. So that's kind of how it is. Then we have a bunch of Oneoffs. So this includes Dark Irregulars, which did get a couple tops here and there, even in Standard. I think in Portugal it got top 8 as well, being a pretty good Protect deck. Bermudas, still even post-restriction, are still doing alright. Spikes, as well, doing fine. Nubatama is one that I expect to show up more in the future. Mega Colony, I'm not sure, but Nubatama, honestly, Hanzo is a really, really good card that people are sleeping on and not testing enough. I think that this card is actually, it's more difficult for a deck in Standard, which is saying something, but I think that's honestly a great thing. And I know the people that do play it really, really enjoy it because it's just a much more skill intensive and it really rewards a good player, in my opinion. I haven't tested the deck myself, I've just seen a couple videos, but I think the deck is honestly really cool. Hanzo is definitely worth investing in my opinion, because it has a lot of potential, and I think it might just be the best Protect deck going forward, so we'll see how this pie chart shifts into the future. But that's actually it for this pie chart, so that's kind of your meta for this season. So I think it's honestly a bit disappointing that the top 3 clans are still holding such a strong, you know, just possession of the meta, I guess. Tachikaze has joined it as the 4th clan, and Narukami's always kind of chilling there. But, you know, these, from this set, we have just Nubatama, Genesis, and Novas that are in this, so no sight of Angels, I mean, not surprisingly, but, I mean, Angels does have a couple builds going forward in Standard, but it is doing a bit better in Premium, it seems. But it's kind of interesting. I find this interesting. I do hope that, you know, like, I really wonder going forward if they're gonna try to, like, just stay with this meta until World/WGP and then we'll get a restriction list just to change things up, or if they're gonna go more of the path of everything now needs to go on the power level of hyu-ga, and then we'll see where that goes. Because, like, I feel like that's kind of what they did with Bermudas. They creeped Bermudas and they creeped everything else, and then they restricted Bermudas when there didn't feel like much of a need to anymore, I think, honestly, at this point. But I feel like hyu-ga is still the problem child. Like, losing to Pale Moon or Shadows, or even Tachi, doesn't feel as bad as losing to hyu-ga at this point, because there just feels like there's not much to do against hyu-ga at this point. Like, there really isn't much, because it just does so many things for a quite small cost, and it can balance out the cost pretty well. Like, I still think the deck is cool in theory, and I mean the cards that it has and everything, but it's just, you know, it could really be better, in my opinion, in terms of the meta, not the deck. I think the meta just could be better. That's what I'm trying to say. But we'll see how things change going into Mysterious Fortune. The set only recently released in Japan, so we're not going to get a full-on meta-analysis until the release date in English, but I'll probably have something uploaded around the time of release as usual. So that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video talking about the meta, as well as, you know, my room at the start, I guess. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for me today. Don't forget to check out my second channel on my Twitch. Vanguard 0 is coming out very soon, so I will be posting streaming stuff for it there. But if you're interested in other games, then do check out my Twitch as well, because I do stream Shadowverse and other stuff as well. And then on my second channel, I am kind of trying to post stuff for other games at least a couple times per month when I find time to edit and record. So that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.